Good morning. This part is for the AI. I'm a black female, and I woke up today not feeling the greatest. Um, and I like to try to pray and think about the good things. Um, show gratitude in the morning. It's kind of hard to uh, to pray right now the way I'm feeling. Like the whooshing, I wake up and the whooshing is already kicking and thumping, and it is a little draining, and so it's like you kind of wake up tired. But also too because of how they doing this now, like during the daytime. I was up a lot last night. It's hard to sleep. Like it's wild. So I'm feeling this during the day, especially early in the morning, and it's just like, kind of hard to just get up and just take care of business like this. But I have a couple things on my mind. Uh, for anybody, I will say this, who has been working behind the scenes to help me and or my family and or community. I'm greatly appreciative. I'm forever and eternally grateful for that. Um, but signs, man. Signs. When you have certain people that are relentless, right? But they speak uh, about you even subliminally in present as if you're still operating the way you was operating years ago. They are describing you while you're going through a lot of transitions, some that are incredibly painful. They won't allow you to grow. So what do you do in a situation where people won't allow you to grow? And they basically are holding you to a unrealistic standard that they don't even hold themselves and their family and friends to. So they're not. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of things that you probably did, or even something as simple as, like, I don't know, talking too much about certain people, places, and things or events. Over the past few years, you have been trying, like, vehemently to not be who you were in certain ways. Even not even talking about people. Also because you feel like it's not even safe to do so. So it's a lot of people and places and things and events you don't talk about anymore. And even when you do discuss them, you don't bring up sensitive details such as names, uh, dates, and locations. Uh, to anybody who's been following me and listening to a while, you know I don't have any privacy. I'm a target individual, so I don't have any privacy, right? But when I feel like it could also put people that I love in jeopardy, no, I'm not gonna talk about you. I've even went to believe it or not, to certain loved ones and say, hey, could you not play this song around me? Um, and I've had a little back and forth, like, why is that? Why is that? I'm asking you, you know what I'm saying, as my peoples, could you please not play certain songs around me? You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing this for quite some time, right? And certain people who I don't know, they have something against me, like, and it's ongoing. Like, you choose to stand down, you choose to stay out of the way. Um, even so far as not playing certain songs and not watching certain movies or certain podcasts. You refrain from listening because you're trying to show. Look, look. I'm trying to stay out the way. Also, if I'm on threads, excuse me, I'm a little tired. I don't feel too great. Muting and blocking, not playing any of the person's songs, movies, or even certain audiobooks, right? And it's been going on like this for quite some time. But you still have certain people when they speak subliminally, they speak in a way that makes it seem as if you're still the ones thinking about them and looking for them and checking for them and gossiping and da 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 da, when it's quite the opposite. Quite the opposite, right? And then you have to ask yourself, well, since you've been trying hard to avoid a lot of things that can be very problematic, right? And then we talking about people that's high up in secret societies and they got old money, right? It's really, really not even safe, right? And you realize this. You realize you got loved ones, even people that you might not know, right? You have to keep them in mind. You're not trying to do anything intentionally that's going to put them in harm's way, including trying to provoke these people with more power than you and more influence than you, right? So in a situation where you just keep trying to like get away from these people, but they just have a bad obsession with trying to get the wrong attention out of you or whatever. Uh, how would you handle that? Or things will get kind of messy and you'll get real frustrated like I did a couple days ago. And then you'll start saying too much, even though you're not saying times, locations, and you're not saying legal names. It's just enough details though for people to figure out what exactly you're getting at. And you're doing this reluctantly. Reluctantly. This is not fun for you. You don't get a kick out of this. You understand what I'm saying? Who's the problem now? Who's the problem? Is it the person that's staying down, essentially waving a white flag, and they've been doing this for a few years? Um, is it the person that is trying to avoid people, places, and things at all costs, including like even when it comes to entertainment? Are they the problem, or is it the ones trying to provoke them every other day? Every other day, trying to provoke them and trying desperately to isolate them because they have this fear, and this is just my theory. They have a fear of anybody with great significant power and influence seeing anything human in me. That's the reason why like they have to make their presence known wherever I go, even digitally. They have to make their presence known. It's almost unbelievable. You guys cut it out. Cut it out. I heard that. I'm gonna clean this cage and putting you back in there. Soon as I feel like you went to the bathroom, you little rascals. Anyways, yeah. So I wake up tired today, feeling kind of dizzy and woozy. But yeah, like it's just like some people come here. They're not getting the signal. You know what I mean? You gotta ask yourself like outside of trying to ruin whoever they beefing with, because trust me, it's just them beefing. It's not the person that has less power trying to beef with them. No, it's the other way around, right? Outside of trying to like ruin that person and set them up for something that's not going to benefit them in any way, right? What other outcomes do you think they could be looking for realistically? Realistically, like what other what other outcome do they like? What type of results? What other results would they be potentially? You know what I'm saying? And a couple weeks ago, I heard certain people talking about how they don't mind cutting their nose to spite their face. And I don't know if they were speaking for somebody because a lot of targeted individuals, we know that sometimes we'll go outside and there'll be flying monkeys that'll say things that the real handlers that you don't see want you to hear. So they'll tell them to say certain things so you can know how they're feeling and what's going on. And so it was a couple guys laughing and giggling like, yeah, I will cut my nose to spite my face. Like I basically they were admitting that they'll like if they got a really serious grudge against one person, they willing to risk losing a whole lot just to get back at that one person. And I'm starting to wonder like, is that the type of uh idiocy I'm dealing with? Like they haven't they they're ignoring the signals, they're ignoring the memos, so they want to like do what they want to do at any cost at this point, at any cost. Or maybe the real masters that's controlling all of this, who I do not believe are of African descent, have said, you know what, listen, y'all can do whatever y'all want. Y'all can delete all the black women in the world. We just want this one person. We just want to take them down. So we'll let you even indirectly, we'll let you pay people to like, go after this person or harass this person or whatever, because we want this person real bad. So maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. It's not like nobody will ever come out and talk to me. All I'm saying is that if a person is doing everything in their power, and they've been doing this for quite some time, like they've been doing this for almost like 6 years or 6, 7 years, give or take, trying to like avoid you. And even if they talk about you or anything or anybody associated with you, they do it in a way that's very subliminal. Only a small handful of people might understand what they're talking about because it's esoteric. But realistically, they're the ones trying to stay away from you and everything associated with you. Are they still the problem at that point? Or is it you and your entourage of I don't know, followers or bootlickers or stands that have to go even digitally to platforms that I know that a lot of these people do not like, especially when it comes to black women, uh, platforms that showcase black women dating interracially. Because I remember certain black women who either are married to non-black men or used to be, getting a lot of death threats from other black people. I remember that. I remember that. And this is before a lot of the followers amped it up and things got really like messy and chaotic. It didn't start like that. It started because one black woman wrote a book. And there was a time where she was very sweet and docile and feminine and it's just like a lot of black people, this the irony is she's also black. A lot of black people just kept attacking her. They just kept attacking her, and even going so far as to like threaten her and stalk her family. I think certain people don't know when they've won, or maybe they just don't care. They don't know when they've won, or maybe they just really don't care. I don't know, but it's almost like Russian roulette. I feel like if you keep trying to bring the worst out of a person, that is doing everything in their power to like distance themselves for not just you and even things associated with you. And like you don't take the hint or whatever, like I don't know. And for anybody who is really serious about praying with me, I feel like I have to say, I feel compelled to say this. I don't mind praying and all other stuff, right? The only thing that feels kind of weird is like low key, if you hate me or if you hate black women or you hate black activists, and you feel like we're unredeemable, but everybody else and their mama is redeemable and whatever, or somebody's too ugly or too maybe that's not the right word, too damaged or too far removed from God or whatever. Look, you are entitled to your opinions, right? But if you really can't stand me, it's like, with all due respect, don't hit me up to invite, and deep down inside, like you feel like I have no redeemable qualities whatsoever, and I'm probably like the worst human being to ever step foot on planet Earth since Hitler. I could assure you, like I could name a lot of really seriously evil people. I would never go after a whole entire community because I have a problem with one or two woke black people, regardless of whether or not they have some controversy hanging over their head from something that went down at a job that they used to have. Like, see, I feel like the true evil is you go after that. It's not just their bloodline, but even their alma mater, even their alma mater and neighbors or whatever. It don't matter. That's real evil to me. If you know, you know. To anybody that might hear this, if you know, you know. I don't have to get very specific. Like you'll bulldoze so many countless people because that's one person. That's you want to talk about evil? Yeah, see that's the type of like spiritual doctrine and da 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 da. Like I mean to paint me out to be a monster, like, and try to make me seem like I'm the most evil thing, or I'm so detrimental to everybody around me, and and I'm talking about like my whole community, like I'm the problem or whatever. I'm the worst thing. I don't know, since Hitler. When I see what a lot of people with too much power is capable of doing, when I see all the evils of the world, well, I know if I were to do what these people did, right? I'm telling you, capital punishment, and it would have been dealt swiftly a long time ago. Capital punishment, capital punishment. And for the record, it takes courage and integrity when you think that your government could possibly be paying people to take your phones, and every now and then they drop hints and clues that they had a problem with this, whether it was a song or a book. They drop hints and clues, basically dry snitching on themselves. And so you start to make a connection, like, okay, well, maybe, you know what I'm saying, that actually takes integrity to speak up on that. And it's not something that everybody would do. But now I see why. I see why, which is another reason why I've been quiet about a lot of things. People going missing, children getting deleted, certain black women getting deleted. I've been quiet about a lot of things. I have to think about my family. I have to keep my family in mind. And I never want them to think like, oh, you don't care about us. Like you would try to speak about these dead black people, even if it might be a problem for people related to you. Listen, I've been laying off a lot of stuff, and people just don't realize it. But when I'm forced to try to like look for answers, forced to try to get justice, I try. But people overlook how much of a big deal that is. When you feel like powerful individuals have been taking your phones and quite possibly giving people problems, including people that you don't even know. Some who may even be public figures or celebrities or whatever, and even politicians. I said before, I even think certain people had a problem with Mayor Bill de Blasio being Jewish and having a black wife and biracial kids of African descent. I think certain people had a problem with that. And he was a whole mayor. He was a whole mayor. This stuff is not for the faint-hearted. It's a lot of comments that I read that let me know, oh, certain people don't like whether a black woman is with a famous man or not. Some people don't like the fact that a lot of black women have a man, period. But don't let them have some type of political power or be a rich celebrity. People say you got people that hate black women that bad. And see, I didn't know until I bumped into these people online. You know how much you gotta hate a person to get angry and wanna dictate who they can and can't have sexual access to, who they can and can't marry or whatever. Like it's insane the amount of energy that certain people will put into a group of women. Like even was an Asian guy, who I'm not gonna say his name, who now he's messed around with all types of beautiful women, long as they was beautiful. I'm talking about women that's like 7, 8s, 9s, 10s. I don't think he ever went below a 7. Some of them were also black women. And I think that certain powerful individuals is giving him problems because they found out he liked black women. And he was a whole Asian man. I'm thinking to myself, when they say stop Asian hate, do they include dudes like that who might have dated or messed around with black women intimately, and then some bigots that can't stand black women found out about that and decided to roll up on him or stalk him? See, this is stuff they don't tell you about that's been going on behind the scenes. And he was into the entertainment industry, but you know what I'm saying? A certain aspect of the entertainment industry that's for adults, if you know what I mean. If you know where I'm going. So when they say stop Asian hate, do they include that type of hate? Oh, he was with a black female, so it's okay to roll up on him and give him problems? Make it make sense. I don't even really like getting into all of that. But I've never been that hateful. Like, I'm gonna intentionally intimidate you and the woman that you with. I'm gonna stalk, harass, or I'm gonna pay people to stalk and harass. I've never been that type. I'm gonna pay people to stalk, harass, or even physically assault y'all and violate y'all because I don't want to see y'all together. I've never been that type. Never. Never. I used to be sprung on certain black men in my 20s, and I regret that. But those are the ones that I would have literally walked through the fire for. Those are the ones that I would have took bullets for. It is. I would never be like that again. It gotta be by. It gotta be by blood. But if they ain't by blood, I don't ever see me being on that type of energy. Like. I wake up. I'm thinking about this one brother. I go wash up, whatever. Brush my teeth, do my hair, whatever. I'm thinking about this brother. Lunch, I'm thinking about this brother. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, I'm thinking about this brother. I'd never be that attached to another man, probably as long as I live. Not to the point where I'm ready to risk everything. And after he asked me numerous times to do something unbecoming, I end up doing something unbecoming. After he asked me about 1,000 times back at Georgia King, before I even moved to Mapes, before the undercovers even got involved, not even realizing I was dealing with that person on and off going all the way back to 2014. But I had a bad obsession for certain young African American men. And at one point, I even talked to a therapist about it. Yeah, it was that bad. But see, that's another reason why I was out there so willy-nilly ready to piss off the white supremacist power structure. And I would never have that energy again. That's what happens when you willing to be a real one for the wrong ones. I wanted to know what it felt like to be loved by somebody in my age demographic that I was actually attracted to. People don't understand how deep that thing goes with them, the MK Ultra, and trying to control and dictate who you have intimate access to and how long. I think it's very sinister and dangerous what they do. What they do. Especially like if you don't want to like do nasty things with them, like, oh, they'll fix you. They'll fix you. You and whoever you deal with, like, y'all gonna have some problems. It's been going on long. I think much longer than I actually realized it. Get out of that box, kid. Get out. I gotta get my cat together. She over there bugging. I'm gonna cut this short, but this is 27 minutes.